Hello everyone. This time we're looking at some simple mortgage calculations. Right. So suppose um, with a simple mortgage, the agreement is normally that you borrow some money and then you're going to pay a fixed amount, okay, in terms of um, interest and principal until the life of the loan. So the key thing to remember here is that you should be paying a fixed amount that starts at period 1. Okay, so you borrow something at period 0, you're going to be paying a fixed amount from period 1 to period n. Okay, so this is typical for like car mortgages or home mortgages or any other types of loan. Okay, so in this case, let's just have an example of a car. So suppose you're buying a car for $55,000 and then you opted some options like some other bells and whistles for the car. So let's say it is worth $2,000 and then there will be some fees, okay, and maybe like shipping fees and something. So let's just assume it's like $500, okay. So that brings the total price um, to the sum of all those three items, right? And then you will be paying sales tax. Okay, so let's assume that the sales tax is 6% of the total. Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be, you say it's gonna be 6% of the 57,500. Okay. Now there will be some other fees that is gonna be paid, but it's non-taxable after the tax. Okay, so I don't know, maybe there's are like for the tags or something. So let's just say this is like 500. Yeah. Okay, so maybe let's just say that this is like 1,500. Yeah, and this is 500. So notice that because we're putting some functions in here, the numbers will change automatically. Okay, so let us assume that the person is going to trade in his old car for, I don't know, say $5,000, and he will put a down payment of, let's say, another $5,000, and that means that the total amount that he has to pay, okay, he has to finance, is going to be, you know, the total price, okay, plus the sales tax minus, okay, so, okay, plus the fees, okay, minus the trade-in that he's gonna be putting in, and then the down payment. So that's his total loan, right? So we could use this annuity formula here, or we could use a shortcut function for Excel, okay, so that we could calculate the payment. So the shortcut function for Excel will be like equals PMT, right? And then the rate is what? Let's say the rate is 5%, right? So we divide it by 12. Number of periods is 72 months. Let's say it's 72 months, and the price of this is the loan amount, and that means that this guy has to pay $845. Okay, if you're gonna be calculating it by hand, we will arrive at the same answer. So it's gonna be like P over R. Okay, so it's gonna be 52,000. Let me just put it here. This thing times your R here is this all over 12. Okay, then we divide everything by 1 minus 1 over 1 plus R. This over 12 again, then to the power n. Okay, so as you can see, it's gonna be the same if you calculate it by hand. Now, this one is a nice thing that I'm putting in here. This will calculate what will be the payment for every interest rate imaginable and for every loan term that he will choose. Okay, so he could choose 36 months, 48 months, and so on. And the interest rate here is gonna be a function of maybe his credit score. Yeah. So to do that, you just hold this table here, and then um, you go with data, what if analysis, and then you go with data table, right? So the rows here will be this. That's that corresponds to the number of payments, and the column will correspond to the interest rate. Okay, and then you click OK, and you have this. So this table is gonna be telling you what will be the monthly payment for every interest rate and for every you know no loan term that you will choose. Okay, so in this case that we have here, that 5% and 72, so say 5% here and 72 is 845.67. That's the answer that we have, right? So suppose you want it like say 6.5% and then 48, yeah. So that should be $1,200. So 6% and 12 and 48. Okay, so 6.5% and 12 and 48 is gonna be this. See that 1245, yeah. So this table here will allow you to kind of like determine the many different the payment amount for many different cases, for many different interest rate and loan term imaginable, right? So this one is already useful, but this one can only determine one specific payment. Okay, so for 1R and 1N, it will give you one specific payment. But this one here, this table gives you like, a bunch of answers right away. And this can get you, this can help you in your analysis in terms of like knowing by how much the payment will increase. Let's say that the customer is like is going with 72 months, and his interest rate goes from 5 to 5.5%. So you can actually tell him that your payment will increase from 845 to 857. Yeah, so that is a cool thing to be telling your customer, right? So that is the that concludes our session for today. Thanks.